Hey everyone, welcome back to Olivine City, a city by the sea. This is Let's Play Pokemon Crystal version Nuzlocke. I'm Deacon082, and this is episode 19. I've always liked the design of the lighthouse here from the outside. Such a tall building on a little peninsula surrounded almost completely by water. So we're gonna go in because, well, Jasmine, the gym leader, is caring for a sick Pokemon here. In the past, Pokemon used to light the sea, and the lighthouse was made in honor of those Pokemon. So we're just gonna walk around through here. People train at this lighthouse. It's not easy to climb because of all the trainers. So we have plenty of trainers in the lighthouse in this episode. So, well, I was thinking about doing a little training montage, just because there are a lot of trainers, but we'll actually fight a few of them on screen. This is no place for playing. What, you think just because I'm a little kid I'm gonna be playing in the lighthouse? Oh well, you're here, you're a gentleman. Oh, a Noctowl! What a coincidence! Because I happen to have my own Noctowl! And Liz is probably a little stronger than the opposing Noctowl here. We're just gonna peck at each other here. Little owl on owl action. Pecking. Oh, yeah, don't look at me like that. Seriously. I'll just peck at you some more. Okay, this is this is a little weird commentary right now. There are a few new Pokemon in the last episode that we could have encountered that I did not talk about. Since it's nighttime right now when I'm recording, it's 10:04 on Saturday, whatever. If we went to Route 38 or 39 in the nighttime, which I didn't recommend, but there is one new Pokemon there, and that new Pokemon is Meowth. And I'm sure you know about Meowth as well. Pretty popular Pokemon in the anime, owned by Team Rocket. It's a normal type. It's fast, but not very strong in attack or defense. Learns mostly normal type moves with a lot of dark moves. It's not great, I don't recommend it. It evolves into Persian though. Persian's pretty cool, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's a cat. It gets better attack stats, but still not very good. And the other new Pokemon we could have got at the harbor, this one has only a 10% chance of occurring, so you're probably not going to find it. It is Shelder! A very defensive Pokemon. Shelder has, I believe, 90 base defense. I might be wrong, but you can look at the graphic. Its other stats aren't anything to write home about, but it evolves with a Water Stone into Cloyster, and Cloyster has 180 base defense. Which means, if you attack it with any physical move, it's hardly going to make a scratch, no matter how strong you are. Unfortunately for Cloyster, it's very weak to electric moves, and it's got low special defense, so it can be taken down easily. This trainer has a Pidgey, and I'm kind of yawning here. This trainer has a Pidgey at level 17, and if you saw, he has 5 Pokemon. His other Pokemon are Pidgey, level 15, Pidgey, level 19, Pidgey, level 15, and, last but not least, Pidgey, level 15. So that brings us to yesterday's challenge question on which of these Pokemon is not used by a trainer in the lighthouse. The answer would be Pidgeotto. We've already seen a Noctowl and Poliwhirl, and one trainer has a Fearow later, but this trainer has 5 Pidgeys, none of them evolved into Pidgeotto. What a failure trainer. Congratulations to anybody who got that answer right. We're going to put Austin up front in the party for now, and the rest of these trainers I'm gonna fight, but might skip them and do them off screen. Most of these aren't really avoidable, so I guess I'll do them. We can just have a little laid-back training episode here. So, what can I talk about to make it interesting. Oh well. This is Gentleman Preston. He has a Growlithe. There's always a trainer named Preston in the games. And, well, I have a friend named Preston. And we always joke that it's him. One of them, it was Musician Preston in Pokemon Black and White. He's on Route 5, and he's playing a guitar. Well, my friend Preston actually plays the guitar, so found it kind of a nice, resemblance? What's the word? A nice, I don't know the word. I guess resemblance. I'll think of the word. Anyway, we get hints on one of the gym trainers. Well, the gym leader, Jasmine. She's the city's gym leader. And this trainer is actually trying to bring her back from the top of the lighthouse, but isn't making much progress. His trainer has a Meryl, water type, good defense. I'd like to get a Meryl, just because it's so cute. Meryl's one of my favorite Pokemon. Meryl and Azumarill. That's pretty bulky. It's able to take an entire Bone Meringue. Well, if it wasn't for the critical, it would have. So this week, I don't know for sure if I'll be able to get a video out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because I'm very busy this week. Now, when I'm recording this, it's Saturday, so by the time this video goes up on Monday evening, I'll have already had one exam in economics, and I'll have had to give a speech for my communications class. And it's just, well, when you're in a college setup and you have a basically a 4-exam class like physics and econ are for me, it means that you're gonna have to, all your tests come up at the exact same time, which can get a little disheartening because, like, my first semester I had 4 or 5 tests in the same week, and it was just a real adjustment to make. It's like you have finals, but you have the same exams coming up that you have in finals, same classes, 4 or 5 a week. Not that it's really hard, it's just you have all the studying to do all at once. So, yeah. So I still haven't started on any of my homework for this weekend. I'm kind of slacking. I have to write a draft for a physics lab report, and I don't like physics lab. I mean, the reports aren't really hard, but they're just so time-consuming. My physics class this semester is on electricity and magnetism, and the first lab, it was the easiest thing in the world. We just had to measure some currents and voltages and stuff of a circuit, but our meter didn't work, so kind of hard to take measurements when the meter they give you to read the stuff doesn't work. So we spent the entire 2 hours of lab trying to figure out how to measure, and for like 40 minutes we weren't getting any readings because the meter wasn't working. So yeah, we could have got out of there so much faster. We knew what we were doing, kind of, but we kept thinking we were doing it wrong. I also have, I don't actually have to give a speech in my communications class on Monday, but I have to do an outline for a speech, and I honestly have no idea what my speech is going to be about at this point, because we're going to switch out for, yeah, it's a really simple communications class. It's English, pretty much, and I really didn't want to have to take an English class in college, but I was forced to. It's a requirement. I thought I was going to get past both the English requirements because I have credit for them already, but we can't use both of them. So what's the point in giving us the credit if we can't even use it for anything? It's just another stupid thing about college. But oh well. Like, what am I gonna need an English class for? I mean, I can write well. I can speak well. Whatever, I'm just going into a little rant right now. So yeah, that's just a little insight into what's going on in my life right now. It's just the same old busy with class as we pick up our rare candy here. But after this week, it's gonna get easier for a while. I do have my calculus class is only a 3 exam class, so we haven't had our exam yet. This is TM34, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. I don't have the TM numbers memorized in the late games. Oh, it's TM34 for Swagger. Swagger raises the opponent's attack, which you're thinking, why is this useful? Well, it raises the opponent's attack, but it also confuses them. And every single time I do this drop, I land right in front of the trainer. I don't know, I know he's there, but it just happens all the time. Sailor Terrell with the Poliwhirl. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Ah yes, Poliwhirl. I really like Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl was the very first shiny Pokemon I caught in a real game. It's a funny story how I actually caught it. I was trying to complete my Pokédex in Diamond version, back when they only had 493, which seems like a lot, because it is. Well, I needed a King's Rock so I could get Slowking, or I already had Slowking and needed Politoed, I don't remember. So they're found 5% of the time on wild Poliwhirl. So I go surfing for Poliwhirl, and after like 30 minutes I can't find a single one that has the item I want on it. So I'm just getting tired of it, and I find a shiny Poliwhirl. Before I find one with the King's Rock, I find a shiny. Like, that's just kinda crazy. I mean, I was happy, but I was like freaking out because it took so long. I just threw a Master Ball at it because I didn't want to risk it. I had all high levels with me, I didn't want to take forever. So that Poliwhirl, colors are hardly different at all, but I decided to make it into a Politoed, and a blue Politoed actually looks really cool. I would go for one. Now, the problem, it is a terrible shiny, because it came before Politoed was given Drizzle in the Dream World. So basically, I was going to use that Politoed on like a competitive team, but it was going to be like a low-level competitive team. Well, now Politoed, if you keep up with competitive battling at all, Politoed is one of the top Pokemon in the game, just because it's the only Pokemon besides Kyogre that can summon rain every turn. So because my Politoed doesn't have that, it doesn't matter, it's still considered one of the best Pokemon, and it's like banned in lower tiers. So my original plan for it, I can't use it for that, so it kinda sucks. But it looks cool, and I just like him for looks anyway. Good evening, Deacon. It's me, Wade. Were you awake? I mean, well, it's 10 at night. I guess I could be asleep. I'm supposed to be a 10-year-old. When's my curfew anyway? A Super Repel. That's a pretty good item, but my pack is full again. You know, I'm gonna sell these nuggets next episode. Or like, between episodes. You also saw a Leaf Stone in there. Picnicker Gina actually called and gave me a Leaf Stone, but we don't really have any use for it. And we're at the very top floor here. If you go around the edges, you'll be able to find... oh well. If we go through here, we'll be able to find a Super Potion, which extra healing never hurts for later on. But this is the gym leader, Jasmine. This Pokemon always kept the sea lit at night, but it suddenly got sick. It's gasping for air. I understand that there is a wonderful pharmacy in Cianwood, but that's across the sea, and I can't leave Amphi unattended. May I ask you to get some medicine for me, please? Aww, Amphi sounds so sick, it's breathing very poorly. Amphi's actually an Ampharos, which is the evolved form of Mareep, which we're unable to capture in this game for some reason. So we have to go all the way across the sea to Cianwood City to get a potion or some medicine for Amphi, and if we look at our map, we'll see, well, we have to cross a large amount of water to get there. So we're gonna need Surf, if you want to get out of this place easier, you can fall through the floor over here to avoid having to backtrack down all the stairs. We have to cross all the vast ocean. And, well, if you learned anything from any sort of scary movies or those monster creature features on sci-fi, you'll learn that the water is a pretty dangerous place at nighttime. I mean, there is a lighthouse, but the Pokemon's Cry's weak, so we can't really see where we're going. I know, obviously that's a lie, because there's trainers just floating around there anytime. But before we head into the vast ocean, which is on Route 40, a new route, down here is the ocean heading towards Cianwood City. We're going to hold off and do that on the next episode. I know this episode we really didn't get anything done, but it was just a quick little training episode, and I kinda rambled a lot and made it 16, 17 minutes long, but oh well. This has been Deacon082 with Let's Play Pokemon Crystal version Nuzlocke. Next time, we will be headed south across the ocean towards Cianwood City to fetch some medicine for the sick Ampharos at the lighthouse. See you next time!